got it started.
You already started. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning, and we're doing the Magnum Wave 2.5 live here. If anybody ever wants to see it done, this is what we're doing. We have equine therapy, treating one of my horses this morning. As soon as I get it set up here, if anybody has any questions out there, whoever's awake on Sunday. So as you can see, he really likes the treatment going. Can you want to tell us a little bit of what you're doing, Caitlin?
Well, I'm oxygenating the cells, getting down deep into his tissues.
Seems like he doesn't mind it at all.
Yeah, they don't usually mind it too much. We're just standing here being good.
All right, we have a couple people watching us. Anybody? Greg, nice to see you're awake this morning out there. So how does the treatments work? So, you know, you can talk to equine therapy. I think you'll be at Springfield as well.
Yep.
At the new Blooded Horse Sale location. They'll be down there. So, treatment-wise, do you do it different? I think they said the other day 5 different sections you do for X amount of time. Do you increase the wave, or?
We'll do it 5 sections. We'll do it shoulders, back, the stifles for 8 minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll slowly increase the intensity as long as he's comfortable with it.
Okay. And then these areas are like the prime locations that you would actually start on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And right now we're working over the back. Obviously you can see that. So is there anything, well actually maybe I can get a little bit closer. Bear with me folks if I don't trip. You can actually see the muscles actually moving on there. I think her, let's see if you can get a better view. I can see it from here, but I just can't seem to see the stimulation.
Raise the phone, if you raise the phone up over it.
Okay, up over the, well, actually, yeah, you can see. Oh, now you can. You can see it right through there. Now, for treatments, what's the, how many should you do, I guess we could say? I'm stuttering on a Sunday morning because I don't know what questions to ask, but like how often, like this horse is going to get treated for X amount of days, 5 days, is that correct?
So we usually do 3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 days, okay. And then once he's treated now, how often should he be treated again? Or it depends on how he goes, or like what's the...
Every horse's physiology is a little bit different. So we can treat a horse and he could stay good for a month, 2 months, maybe 3. We might have to come back and touch him up in 3 weeks, like 1 treatment or 2 treatments. Depends on how they go. Every horse has a different way of traveling. We try to always want to treat the cause and not the symptom, but in a lot of cases, the cause is a symptom. So as we work on it, we find different things. In this case here, this colt seemed to have a pretty sore left hock, so we're doing the sacroiliac, we're doing the stifles, trying to take some of that soreness out of it because we know he's going to get sore from that. We're doing the shoulders, just as a precautionary measure, and we did notice that he had some intestinal sensitivity on his right side as we were working on him, so we decided the other day we're going to treat his intestinal tract with this for ulcers.
Okay.
So we're working on that right now.
Yeah, and you're correct about which we call SI, the sacroiliac, is he just had that done not so long ago as well. The hock, not so much. And shoulders, I always kind of thought there was something with the shoulder, but, you know, I'm not sure. But it seems like this year or in the last 2 years, have you found shoulders to be a little bit more, people are doing so much more with shoulders here?
Well, this machine is a 2.5 Telsa.
Mm-hmm.
The what's it called? The MRIs are or 3-point Tulsa. That tells you how strong this is. You know, in an MRI, the magnetic field's strong enough that it can create imaging by crossing magnetic field. This is so strong, we know that we're penetrating as far depth-wise as is humanly possible and animal possible. And reaching into problems that are hidden. We literally did nothing but send horses to the winner's circle since we started with this machine. This is the strongest one out there. It's the newest one out there. There's some similar ones that aren't as strong and don't have the capability. We went to California, we had this made for us, and it's because it's 2.5 Tulsa, we know it's that much stronger, and we can get into things. And we worked on horses that are on a line and can't get off a line, and literally taking them off the line and sent them right to the winner's circle. Of course, Caitlin loves it because she gets a $2 bet across the board on it, and you know, these horses are paying $40 and $60 and $80.
Okay, so nobody mentioned her gambling habits. You know, this is
not her habit. I do it for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have the habit. I know.
Yeah, she's an intern, so she has to have some type of reward for her work.
Very good. All right, I'm going to try to get out of this stall a little bit. Sorry about the camera focus here, people. I'm not very graceful. So, I guess my question with this is, there's no like time frame out you have to be concerned with, such as in like in a shocking machine. So this is more of a stimulation thing.
Yeah, we never do a horse the day of the race because we don't like the way they react the day of the race. We've had horses just not race as good as they're supposed to. So because we're oxygenating the cells to the limit, I don't know if it's a chemistry or a kinesiology thing, but first of all, we're not supposed to touch a horse the day of the race. I don't want to touch a horse the day of the race. And by accident we did, and the horse didn't race as good as we thought, so we make it a practice not to do a horse the day of the race. So if somebody buys a machine and they think they want to do it the day of the race, my answer would be don't do them the day of the race. And shockwaves the same way. You never do a horse the day horse would race. You know, people buy all these shockwaves and they think they can do it any time. You can't. You do a shockwave. If you're going to do a back, you can do it the day before. Any other part of the body, feet, shoulders, knees, ankles, stifles, all that, hocks, all that's got to be done at least 2 days ahead of time to get the effect that you want. Okay,
yeah, because sometimes I know when we used to do a shockwave, the leg would swell up a little bit, so you really know you're not making any advantage to being sounder on the day of a race or whatever.
The shocking, especially in the ligament, tendon, suspensory, that fill-up is the aggravation of the fibrous tissue, and it's actually a good thing. People think, oh, you made it swell up. It's actually a good thing.
Because you're bringing the blood flow there to help heal.
It comes right down. It'll come down in a day. Our procedure is if they're at the clinic, Caitlin will treat them with a shockwave, and the next day we'll laser and it goes right down.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, hey, if anybody has any questions, these two will be at the Blooded Horse Sale in Champion, and if you have any questions, you can reach you as Equine Therapy .com or
330-425-9506.
And then I have one more question for you. If anybody's interested in treatment, of course, they can reach you. What approximate cost is it for per treatment? Just roughly. I know there's probably different ways to do this.
There's different costs for everything.
Sure, of course.
Shockwave is, let's just say it's $100. Depends on what we're doing. If we're doing 2 knees, it's $100 a quarter. Magnum wave, it's $25 a section. So if we're doing one shoulder, it's $25. Both shoulders is $50. Both stifles is $25 each. The back's $25. So if you ask us to do a whole body treatment, it's $125.
Okay.
In this case, it's $125, but we're treating the intestinal tract too, so it's an additional $50.
Okay.
So it's $175 a treatment. When we say 3 to 5 treatments, we know we can accomplish it in 3 treatments, but some customers say, well, If you think it's 5, I want to do the 5, because if you're going to invest the money into making your horse right, you want to make them right totally.
Sure.
And if we do the 5 treatments, then all of a sudden we might not have to come back and do them for 2 months. If you do the 3 treatments, we might have to come back and do them in 2 weeks. You know,
Got ya.
It's so new of a product that we don't have the science down on it.
Okay, well that just gives them the basic information, but like I said, come down to the sale or contact them at any time and they can answer all your questions. Well, thanks for joining us live. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.